So I'm going to throw a quick trigger warning at the beginning of this video. So let's continue. So we're playing Dungeons& and Dragons with the boys, as you do. It was a typical Saturday back in 2017. Happy New Year, by the way. And our Dungeon Master that night was new to DMing, and he created his own campaign, which was actually really fun to play. We start off, we woke up in a space station, and we're all there as criminals. So we're going around, we're asking each other what what we got in there for. My guy, a mage, his name's Papa Pence. He's like, oh, I saw this noble, and I found out he was gay, and I was like, I can't have that homosexuals in the nobility like that. So I went over to give him a handshake, but I actually had casted Shocking Grasp, and when he shook my hand, he electrocuted and died right in front of the guards, and I was like, hey boys, I got one for you, but they didn't get me. Guy next to me named Frank, he goes, "Yeah, you know the fake wife that noble had? I slept with her, and that's how I ended up here." We became best friends that night. Moving on, Doug. Doug got arrested for going to Walmart and stealing all the TurboTax so that when we rebuild society, he'll be on top. And then you had like Benito who jaywalked or something. And Ranger Rick, I think it was Ranger Rick. I don't remember what he did. It was probably something stupid. Um, so anyway, we crashed. We get in this escape pod for some reason. We go down to Earth. When we get there, there's a small orc child, and the small orc child's like, "Oh my God, city on fire!" Blah blah blah. Let me skip to the good part. So we're attacking some of these elf things in dark hooded robes. I don't know what the terminology was for them. But basically, after we killed them, we looted a strap on off of one of them. And then, fast forward a bit, we get to the city, the main city. There's a huge tower. Um, we get into the tower after a quick bustle, and there's nothing in the room, nothing in the base of the tower, but an elevator shaft and a barrel. So we go over to the elevator shaft. There's two slaves down there, and they say that they can bring us up if we kill their masters, but they can only bring four at a time. But it's a 5-person party. So I'm like, hmm. So I'm like, Benito, get in that barrel. And then he gets into the barrel. He punches holes through it so he can stick his legs through in his arms. And then I cast a spider climb spell on him, and he goes up and climbs the elevator shaft in front of us. Then the rest of us get into the elevator. We make it up to this floor. Benito, he climbs out. He just sits like a barrel. The guy turns around and he just I can imagine it like this on the screen now.
What do we do? It's just a box. Let it through.
So then the rest of us make it up. I cast a spell invisibility on myself, and then I roll the barrel up behind the guy. Benito pops out of the barrel, pulls the guy's pants down, throws the shirt over his head, then pushes him off the balcony. Then we make it up to the next floor, the boss level. So the boss is there. He's doing his thing, just chilling. I roll the barrel up behind him again, and this time Benito puts the strap on his wrist, on his hand, he makes a fist, puts it on, and our DM let us do like basically all the dice in the game, and he picks them up and he rolls them all. He gets 54 damage out of it, and he just jumps up out of the barrel, right up into his ass there. And yeah, the boss surprisingly he did not like that. I wouldn't imagine why. So he turns around. Benito dies immediately, just gone. He was an assassin anyway. He did his part. I'm still invisible, by the way. So he sees the other three people in the party, but he doesn't know I'm there yet. So while they're attacking, I sneak up behind him. I get in position. I grab the strap on off the ground. I try to go for another thing, but I roll terribly. So it does like barely any damage to him, but it does so little damage he doesn't even notice I'm there. So, I still have the advantage on him. So I wait, and it's my turn again. I use my magic missiles on him. He turns around, pulls his sword out, swings it high up, but then because he's just been his rectal cavity had earlier just been royally bamboozled. He falls backwards and lands on his sword for 30 damage. Then everyone goes around and starts kicking him and stuff, and then I cast a spell where I can make magic notes, and I write "kill yourself," and I put it on his face. And the guy, the boss there, rolled so poorly that he got up, waddled over to the balcony, vaulted over the guardrail, and jumped. And he rolled so poorly again that that I ran over there, threw the strap-on down. It landed, and the guy landed ass first on it, and then exploded. And that was the ending to the greatest session of D&D ever. Thank you.